Hello again everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another speed build video in The Sims 4. I hope you're all having the most amazing day ever so far. Thank you so much for joining me here today for a very special collaboration video. I collaborated with the incredible, talented, sweetest person ever, Miss Sim Reno, and we decided to build this base game only house together for you all to enjoy. So as you can see, I did the exterior. If you check out April's video, you will see that she did the interior. So I will link her video just down below in the description box so that you can definitely check that out if you would like. She absolutely nailed the interior, like it came out so beautiful, so definitely check that out. But as you can see here, we are working on the exterior of this lovely home that we've created for you all. So this house is on this 50 by 40 lot in Willow Creek and has 2 bedrooms and a bathroom for the family. Now, I know what you might be thinking here. Why have you put such a small, I mean, it's not a small house, but why have you put a house of this size on a lot this size? Now, that's a very good question. Let me explain why. So my thought process behind this was to allow you, if you would like, to expand the house as the family grows. And I realized that I, probably along with a lot of people that build in The Sims, typically will create houses on lots that are kind of fit perfectly for that house at the time, which is fine, which is great. I do it all the time. But the issue with that is that if you would like to extend the house due to the family expanding or whatever, you're not really able to do that. And with this one, there's definitely room to expand. You could go up, you could go sideways, you could go forwards, like whichever way you would like, because the lot does allow for it. There's a lovely spacious back garden. We've got a separate garage here as well. So this house does offer a lot to begin with, but then also if you would like to add to it, then you can definitely do that. So that was kind of the thought process here. But yeah, the exterior is coming together really nicely, and it feels like it's been a really long time since I've created a base game home, and I think April felt the same way too. And we just decided that this would be kind of a nice change of pace, not only for us but for you all as well, because I know that base game only houses are really quite popular, and I love building with base game. I've said this before and I'll say it again, I do genuinely love it. And base game, I feel, sometimes gets a little bit of a bad rap, and I know in terms of gameplay it's quite restricting, and even in terms of, you know, the items that you can use in houses, we're restricted. But actually, when you strip it back, it does offer quite a lot. So I would really like to start building with base game a little bit more. I went through a bit of a phase, I think it might have been at some point last year, and I went through a bit of a phase of building with base game only, and I seem to come away from that for a while. So you might see some more on the channel over the course of the next few months, who knows. But I decided that this was a good idea, and April thought so too. So we really hope that you enjoy this. So here we are, we're just messing around with some colour schemes and deciding sort of how we wanted the house to look. I definitely dictated this. I remember sending her some screenshots and work in progress shots of this house, and I didn't really give her an option, although the interior is very fitting for the house, but I don't think in any way, shape or form she felt forced to do the interior a certain way. I did tell her that if you want to change the floor plan, then like please change it. But she decided that it would probably be easier for her if I organised the floor plan as well. So that's exactly what I did. I know when I've done collaborations in the past and I've done the interior, I know that it's definitely been easier for me to decorate the inside when the floor plan's already been laid out, because the person that's built the exterior of the house has had this sort of vision in their mind. So it's a lot easier for that person, I feel, to sort that out. But anyway, now we've moved on to the landscaping. This does change ever so slightly, and I also add some different roof pieces as well off camera, just because I do what I usually do with houses, and when I'm sort of in the process of building them, I've spoken about this before, so I sound like a bit of a broken record, so I do apologise, but I tend to take work in progress shots, not only because I love sharing them on my social media channels, but I also like to see if I still like the house the following day or the day after that. And every once in a while I will build a house in the morning and I'll finish it in the evening, and that's fine, but more often than not I don't really have the time to do that, so I'll usually step away, and it just allows me to sort of gauge whether or not I actually like the house, or or whether it was just a one-time thing. So I did like this house. However, I did make some very small changes off camera, so I thought that was worth noting. So this is the driveway here. I thought this was quite a unique concept, and it's not a concept that I've ever explored myself before, having the garage sort of off to the back and on a completely different angle to the house. When I do garages, they're usually on the left hand side of the house, I've noticed. I don't know why I do that. It's really weird. I suppose it's just one of those things that I do. And so this was quite unusual for me, but I really liked it actually, and it allowed me to use more of the space that the lot allowed as well. So it kind of looked like the lot size was a bit more intentional than you're probably thinking it was. So you can see here we do have quite a lot of empty space, particularly on the right hand side. I think looking back I could have shimmied the house a little bit further to the right and a little bit further to the bottom, just to allow for more space at the back and make this look, I don't know, a little bit less void. Because when I was taking the screenshots and I was thinking to myself, oh no, like this lot is way too big for this house. I'm gonna throw that out there because I knew that. But what I also didn't want to do is I didn't want to overwhelm April with the interior, because we've spoken about this before. Like when you get in a building slump, which I know I've been in relatively recently, and I know April's been in too, and she's spoken about this before on her channel. But the worst thing I could have done in that situation is created this huge interior that was just far too overwhelming for her to try and navigate and tackle. So I did decide to sort of create a slightly smaller home. You know, so the thought process is definitely there. I'm very aware that the house is slightly smaller compared to the interior, but I still think it looks good, and I still think that it offers some versatility for you guys in terms of gameplay and how you would like to sort of use this house. But yeah, you can see here we have outlined the back garden. We're just adding some more landscaping pieces, and as you can see I don't know whether I changed the roof, but I definitely added some more roof pieces just over the doors. I just thought it kind of offered a little bit more of like dimension to the build, because, you know, with base game, I like to make them look as visually interesting as possible. I feel like sometimes you need to overcompensate with base game builds. That's just me. I know there's so many people that can create some wonderful things who are far more creative than I am with base game, and they switch items round and they lower them, and oh my gosh, it's just incredible. And my base game builds are really quite, I would say, simple. But anyway, now I was trying to work out if I wanted to add some outdoor activities to the right hand side of the build. And then I figured that they would look kind of out of place, so I decided against that. If you would like to add any activities, please feel free. You know that you are more than welcome to make any changes required. But yes, it just wasn't something that I went for in the end. And then we do add some terrain paint here as well. I can't remember if this stuck, because I downloaded April's furnished version, and that's the one that's on the gallery, because I didn't really, because like if you want to download this unfurnished, you would just click unfurnished. So I didn't really feel the need to upload my version. So I downloaded April's version, and then I've just re-uploaded that. But I can't say whether I noticed whether the terrain paint was there or not, because I think we're all aware of the glitch that houses have been having with terrain paint. And for me, it's really frustrating as a builder, because you can spend a long time like organizing and doing the terrain paint on a build, and then it just disappears when you either leave the lot and leave the game because you want to come back to it later, or when you re-download it, there's just no terrain paint. It's the most irritating thing. But I think the fact that I didn't notice potentially means that it was perfectly fine when I downloaded it, is what I'm gonna go with anyway. So this is the back garden. If you wanted to shimmy the house across and create more of a bigger space, then you definitely could. April did a wonderful job with the back garden as well. I mean, we're not surprised, are we? Because she did a wonderful job with the entire house. But yeah, the back garden has some, I think, monkey bars and an outdoor dining space and some little planters, so your Sims can perhaps plant some fruits and vegetables or whatever they would need. But yeah, I'm just carrying on the sort of landscaping from the front and making it unified at the back as well, just so that it looks intentional, you know? And then I was thinking, look, if you really wanted to, you could just add a big tree to the right hand side there. That would make the most sense. The only reason I did not do that is because I knew that when I was taking the screenshots, they were going to be taken from the right hand side. But yeah, then we just very quickly sort out the interior and the floor plan. And yeah, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. If you wanted to add an additional bathroom downstairs, you definitely could. I just decided not to do that. I don't really know why that was, but I just felt it made a little bit more sense. And then I was thinking initially that the kitchen could be on the left, and then I realized it made more sense to have it on the right. So I think that you'll see me do that very briefly on camera, and then I very quickly switch back. But that is pretty much it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed this. Remember, don't forget to check out April's video, linked in the description box down below, where she does the interior and talks you through her process. But if you'd like to download this house from the gallery, you can do so. My origin ID is RachelPedd and April's is Miss Sim Reno. Tray files will be linked down in the description box below, so you can get them for free from Sim File Share. But thank you so much everyone for joining me here today. I really hope you enjoyed this. You all take care, and I will see you again next time. Bye.